Most of us are very honest people, not because we are actually very honest, but because we've not found situations or we've not been placed in situations where our integrity is being tested. It is very easy for you to judge others when you've never been in their position before. It is very easy for you to say things because you've never been there before. I mean, the reason why most of you are not committing certain levels of sin is because you can't afford to commit that sin. The reason why most husbands are so faithful to their wives is because they can't afford to maybe get other girls or maybe get other women. The reason why so many women are so faithful to their husbands is because maybe they know they are no more that charming to attract other men. But let's reverse it. Whenever you think of judging people for what they've done or what they've committed, that you feel, oh, I can never do this, ask yourself that question. If you were in their position, would you do the same thing? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I've seen people who were very good people. They were good boys and good girls until they touched money. I've seen people who were very nice. They were really nice people. They treated others fairly until they became rich. They started seeing some amount of money flowing through their accounts, and then they became arrogant. They became the true version that poverty didn't allow them to express. Here's the truth. When you act in a certain way, it might be because you are limited by your finances, by the situation, or by things around you. I've seen situations where pastors and church workers became very unfaithful with the money that was left in their position. This is because when you expose people to different situations, it brings out the strength of their character. It brings out the true personality behind whatsoever they were masking. The other time I was sitting in my office and I watched these touts, the ones they call tax force, the poor men recruited to help the government collect taxes and the stuff from the KK riders, tricycle riders, bus drivers, and other commercial transport workers. They are the ones recruited. These guys are poor people. I must be honest with you, because no son of a rich man would do that job. It's a dirty job. Okay, it's touting. It's more like it's a low pay job. Then I saw them ill treating someone. I saw them maltreating someone, another poor man. So I said, these are the same people that will complain when the government is not treating them fairly, when politicians are doing things badly. But the little opportunity that they had to experiment with power, they abused it. This is exactly what maybe position and authority, or maybe this is exactly what happens when people are exposed to situations that are a bit better than where they were before. Their true character is expressed. Their true character is brought to the limelight. How do you know if you have these potentials, and how do you keep it in check? Now, everybody can be a thief. Everybody can be a thief, but some people will choose not to steal. We all have the potentials to be thieves, but you have to choose not to steal. Some people will choose not to steal. Remember I said I've seen people who were once poor, and then when they touch money, they became different entirely. I've seen people who were very good Christians, who were very good Muslims, who prayed often, only because they did not have the finances, they did not have the resources. But what happened when they finally had the resources? Most of them left God. Most of them never thought God existed. Most of them said, this especially happens when people are maybe within the country or within Africa, and then they have the opportunity to go to Europe, America, or maybe Asia, not Asia, Europe and America specifically, to see where life is better, where people don't have to struggle for resources. You see them making comments like God doesn't exist. Who are you really? That's the question. Who are you? Behind that man that is not having enough finances, behind that girl that is not having the right opportunities, who are you? See, it's time for you to define the strength of your character when you are still in that position, in this particular position where you are not tested yet. You have to make the strong decision that no matter what happens, you see, I love the book of Job. I love the book of Job so much, because when Job was rich, when he had all the things that he had, it came to a point where he lost everything and his faith was really tested. And he said, am I going to worship God only when things are going right with me? Now ask yourself, am I going to be a good person only when I cannot afford this thing? What if you can afford it? Will you still be a good person? What if you have power? Will you still treat others right? What if you have influence? Will you still treat people rightly? Think about all of these things. Most times when you see poor men that have tested power, they are always crazy. They are always out of hand. Most times, you see, the other day I went to a hotel to handle a pre-wedding shoot for a client. Okay, and then I saw someone sitting all alone, and I told my friend that I can assure you that this guy is making maybe his first money. This guy is making money for the first time. And I noticed something at the hotel. Sons and daughters of poor men were coming to book hotels to stay just to feel rich for a single day. And I saw this guy sitting in the hotel, but in the bar, he ordered for a very big fish. That fish can be enough to feed me and maybe some of my friends. But he ordered for the biggest size of fish. Had about 3 bottles of beer and had cigarettes with him. He finished smoking, drank all the bottles of beer that was there, and then finished the fish. And I told my friend, you see, this is the reason why when poor people suddenly become rich, they don't live long. You have to start training yourself right now. You have to start telling yourself, even if I ever get to this situation, I ever get to this position, I would choose not to do certain things. That is when you have to set standard. This is when you have to set standards. When you are not compelled to act in a certain way, you have to start training yourself. You have to start disciplining your mind. Give yourself that mental discipline that says, okay, no matter what, this is my no-go area. When you set boundaries, when you set your no-go areas, this will help you that no matter the situation where you find yourself, you cannot misbehave. Like my dad will always say, there are certain things my child cannot do. Now, not that he's bragging, but because he has instilled in us certain discipline that there are some things we cannot do. Yes, there are some things we cannot do. There are some things I can tell you my brothers can't do it. Now, I'm not going to swear or vouch for anybody, but at least I understand that maybe we were not from the extremely poor side, maybe we were not also from the extremely rich side, but in the position where we were placed, at least we tested a balance of both sides. So I can tell you for sure that most of my friends who became nuts, who went mad, like who went crazy when they finally tested money, were the ones from the extremely low side. While the ones from the extremely wealthy side, maybe some of them were arrogant. You could actually see that this is arrogance because of wealth. But I noticed that their spending character, their relationship with money was different. The first generation wealthy men will be very frugal. The second generation wealthy men, that's children of already rich parents, may not be so frugal. They are more open to taking risk because someone has taken the financial, someone has already taken the financial risks for them. Someone has cushioned the effects for them, so they are more open to taking risk. Now the sons of the middle class are a little bit on the cautious side. They take a little risk, a little caution, a little bit more reserve. But you see, those ones from the other side, those ones from the poor side, they may not take risk, but when they have money, they lavish because the investment culture is not always there, mostly in the middle class and in the lower class. This is what I'm saying. The strength of character is not built when you have it, it is built before the wealth. When you worship God, you should choose to worship God regardless of the situation. When I mean, in the case of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they said, "You can cast us into the lake of fire. If God is for us, then nothing will happen to us." You see, Daniel, when he was cast into the pit with the lions, into the lions, then he said, "Even if God is not going to save me," now he had standards that said, "Even if I'm going to die," he had a point where he said, "This is where I stand. This is what I believe in. Even if things do not work well, I will still not compromise." So today, I'm here to remind you that you need to make that decision within you. You need to decide now that you still have the opportunity. Most of you, chances are most of you listening to me right now are already on your way to becoming very successful. But then, what is a successful man without character? Build that character today. Take the necessary steps that you have to right now in order to build your character. A wealthy man without character is simply an evil man. If you have money and then you do not have character, you'll be a menace to the society. You won't have conscience, you'll be doing wicked things. You'll be experimenting with people's life and without minding. So if you're new in this channel, the best thing for you to do will be to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on the notification so you see when next I upload a video like this. My name is Uko Wangpa, and I call myself the rich son of a classroom teacher. And on this channel, I also call myself the small business doctor because I change your mindset one surgical approach at a time. Until I see you in the next video, God bless you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.